So hey there guys, how are you all doing? Today I'll be giving you some tips on selling players. I get a lot of questions. What price should I play? Should I put the players up? How many times should I put the players up and stuff like that? So the price that you should put the players up, I always recommend you for you to check the market because you're gonna get a more accurate display of the price. And also you never know what you might find. It's always good to check the market. So let's check somebody's price here just for an example. So let's check somebody from this team of the week. Let's check Odemwingie, striker from Nigeria, and Barclays and West Brom. So I think he's going for around 20k. Let's check here. So we have 17, 18. So you could probably, this one for 17 is probably a good deal. We'll probably end up selling him for 18 as well. Selling him for around 19. Let's try to send some trade offers here, see how this goes. Because you can still make about maybe 1k profit there, but you know, kind of want to make a little bit more than that. Let's send this guy here and 14 for this guy here. See what he thinks about that. And then let's check, let's get somebody else here. I have a whole bunch of players I trade offer to my other account, so I can just get one of them. If it just loads up here, it usually takes a long time. I don't know if it's because my watch list is just full of stuff. You can see it's just full of a bunch of crap here. But we'll send this one. And we'll try to get that one for 20,000 as well. For 18, this one. Let's send the guy a trade offer for 14 as well. Maybe he will take it. He seems like he wants to sell this card. But like I said, you want to put it up for cheap. And depending on the formation, you can see all these are 4-back formations, so that's pretty unusual. Usually what you'll find is that if you search for somebody for cheap, the cheaper ones will be in the 3-back and 3-back formations. So if it is a 3 or 5-back formation, then you want to put it as cheapest overall. If it is somebody else, another formation, then you want to, if it is not the best formations like 4-1-2-2 and 4-4-2, then you want to put it up as the cheapest as a 4-back formation. And if it is one of the top formations, then you can look up that formation individually and put that. Let's check somebody else here, which is Garay. Benfica. It's going for around 10, 11k, something like that. So just to show you guys here, you can see the cheapest one, all for 3 to 5k, all for 12k, but they're all 3 or 5 at the back. If we go a little bit higher, let's put it like this. So we got some of the more expensive ones. So if you had one that was 3 or 5 back, you probably want to sell it for around like 11,500. I think the cheapest one was 12. As you can see from the other ones, the cheapest is probably 13. Let's check like this, if there is any 4-back formation. So you can see there's one 4-back formation here. So if you have one of the 4-back formations, you would probably want to sell him at about 12,250, so it's cheaper than this one. And if you have, let's say, a 4-1-2-1-2 Garay that you picked up for however much, then let's check how much is the cheaper one, maybe under 15. So the cheapest one is 15, so you could probably sell him for around 14,000. So that's just a quick way to know what kind of price you should be selling the players. So I'll let you know if I get any of those guys that trade offered for in a little bit. So it's been a few minutes. Most of the guys didn't accept or reject the offer. They're still here. So I'm going to set up my timer here so you can see, so you can get an idea what I do. So I'll put it up here as an extension for Google Chrome, the browser that I use. Then I can just type in here 3 minutes. And in 3 minutes, it'll do a little ring sound so I can come back and bid on these guys. But right now I want to talk about how much time you want to sell the players and how much time you should put the auctions up for. And the way I think of it, you should put it up for the least amount of time that will minimize the time that the auction can spend not being up. So let me explain that. Basically, you want to put it up for the amount of time that you're not going to be around. Because let's say you're going to sleep now, you sleep about 8 hours. If you put it up for only 1 hour and it expires and nobody buys it, then it's going to spend all the amount of time that you're sleeping. It's going to be off the market. So you want to try to keep it the most amount of time possible on the market while you're not around to check. But if you're going to stay on your computer for 1 hour or so, or whatever, you're going to be around, then you can just put it up for 1 hour. If it doesn't sell, then you can release it yourself. But if you're not going to be around, there's not going to be anybody to release it. So you might as well leave it up for as much time as possible. So basically, if I'm going to leave it up overnight, I'll leave it up for 6 or 12 hours, depending of, if I'm going to be able to check it on the morning, how much time I'm going to sleep, stuff like that. And if during the day, depends if I'm going to be around or not to release the auction as possible. So just really take that in mind. It depends on the time, depends on what you're doing. So yeah. So here the timer expired on the first one. We did throw in a bit just before the 15 seconds and I do win it, but you can see this, the guy put him up for 17, which was the cheapest. If he had put him up for 6 hours or 12 hours overnight, because right now it's pretty late at night, it probably would have sold for the 17, so he could have gotten a lot more out of that deal. But I set the timer there for the other one. And I'm just checking the price of the market again. You can see so many times I checked the market and I found something really, really cheap, a good deal. So it's really good to check the market. But there was one for 18, which was in a 3-back. There's the another one for 18, which is the one I'm trying to bid. So I'll put this up for 18,750. And I will let you guys know if it sells or not with an annotation on the screen. So this one here is the final stats of my last My Profit Your Choice episode, which was up on Gaming HD. But I was looking at it and it made me realize something that I think is really important, which is to sell your players quickly so you can move on and trade more stuff. Because in this example here, you can see the total that I spent on all the trades was over 2.5 million, but I only had 1.3 million. So really, if you manage to sell stuff quickly, you're simulating as if you had a lot more coins. You're going to be able to trade a lot more coins than you actually do have. So let's say you have like 100k. If you're going to keep buying and selling cards quickly and maintain a high flux of cards coming in and out, trading and stuff like that, then you can maybe trade as if you had like 300 coins, 300,000 coins, something like that. So really, if you sell quickly your stuff, just basically by putting them up cheaper on the market, then you're going to be able to trade a lot more than you should with the amount of coins that you have. And that is really good. So you can see here the guy did accept the trade offer that I sent for the second one. I don't remember actually if it was 13 or 14, but still pretty cheap. But I'm actually going to keep this one here because I'm doing some informal investing like I always do. But I'll show you here a few of the players that I picked up. I picked up this Ekoto just a couple of minutes ago. We have this Blashowski from a few weeks ago, bought him for 13. We have this Witzel. We have a few players that I have some bids on. We have Adebayor, Arango, Amelia, O'Brainiac. But I'm expecting to win most of these guys. I usually win them. It's pretty late at night, and also not too many people are wanting to buy these players anymore. So I got a bid for around 10,000 on most of these guys, which are discard price pretty much. I have a few others here from a few weeks past. This guy I bought him for this week as well. Bought him for 5,800. He looks pretty bad, but I'm hoping a lot of people discarded him, so he's pretty rare. We have a Skate Show, I think. Marcus Sen, I don't think he'll rise too much, to be honest, but still I can discard him for just about that. I had this Frey. You can see I can discard him for more than I picked him up, so really no problem there. We have De Jong, we have a Suarez as well, so a few players here for investing, and I'll keep this on the wingy here and sell him on a few weeks later. But anyway, this is the video with my tips on selling and that kind of stuff. But I hope you enjoyed this. Leave a like if you did. I will see you next time, and bye-bye.